to a new video with Everything's Terry. Blessings, blessings, yes. Now, y'all, this is a movie I've been talking about, I think, since late 2020 or early 2021. I had posted pictures of it up on my Facebook page and everything because I was so excited for the potential of this movie, with me being a huge Chucky fan and a huge fan of movies where the technology takes over because humans, we do something stupid, like, which is what these movies are basically about. And so I was really excited for this movie, m3gan. And then once we started seeing how good the trailers was and stuff of that nature, she doing her little dance and all this, y'all seen the dances and stuff. I had very high hopes for this film. And y'all, I must say, once seeing it in the theaters, I was not disappointed, because being a fan of storyline, music, character development, and acting and all that, it was a movie right up my alley. But I'm gonna try not to take too much of y'all's time. I'm gonna try to go as quickly as possible with a movie like this, but I know a lot of people gonna be pleasantly surprised with this movie. They were pleasantly surprised because a lot of people thought this was just gonna be like one of those January movies where it'd be okay, but it wasn't really gonna dig deep. But actually, once you started watching this movie, it really delved deep into the story, and it really took a while before it even got to m3gan, and I thought that was neat. It actually had like a story to it, and it had you thinking like, damn, when is m3gan actually gonna come into the story? But once she actually got into the storyline and the story actually started really ramping up, it made the intensity more unique, and it was just, oh my goodness. And the movie wasn't real long, to the point where it had you wondering like, damn, why is this movie so long? Like a lot of these movies today, y'all, I know a lot of y'all love movies like Men and stuff like that, but they have the movie going like 2-3 hours trying to get a certain message across, and they try to get too deep with it, which is nothing wrong with that. A lot of us like those type of movies, and there's a place and time for those movies, but they take 2-3 hours to get a message across, where it's something as simple as you could just say something about, okay, it's a movie about abuse, don't do this, don't do that, and they take hours to get that point across, or try to get too unique and too artsy with it. And like I say, there's nothing wrong with that, but it makes movies longer, 2-3 hours, where you're sitting there and you wonder like, oh my God, when is this movie m3gan? Not picking on the movie m3gan, but just an example. When is this movie really going to get to like the horror elements and stuff of that nature? So it felt good to have a movie that was getting right to the point, and it had a storyline, and it had a character, and it was a good movie because we knew we was gonna get to the point where we was gonna meet m3gan. And then when you finally meet m3gan, y'all, the character is awesome. And I really love this movie because it had the girl from Get Out, which is one of my favorite movies, and it had the girl from my favorite show of all time, The Haunted Hill House, and they both did awesome. And I think the lady who wrote the movie, who wrote the script, was Kayla Cooper, and she's an up and coming star in Hollywood. And she also wrote the movie Malevolent, which I wasn't a really huge fan of. It was okay, but moving on back to m3gan, you guys, I think the music is really underrated. Like, when you're watching it in the theaters, you want to see this movie in the theaters, which they say this is PG-13. I'm hoping the R-rated version is just as good, but the cinematography was great. The way it was shot was great. The m3gan character was great. She was creepy at times, and the movie was funny. Oh my God, y'all, they had funny parts in this movie that had you chuckling, not laughing at the movie like this is corny, but actually laughing because the movie had funny parts in it. I think the boss in the movie, his acting was kind of like a little corny to me, but it was still okay. Like, now, if you like a fan that only like the crazy kills and stuff like that, like in Halloween Kills, or the crazy kills like in Terrifier 2, then you probably won't like this movie, because this movie, it'll have you crying, it'll have you tearing up, it'll have you kind of sad, and it deals with social issues. the most shocking part to me, most shocking part of the movie to me is when Megan started getting bit by the dog. And that's horror within itself, because it's like, what if Megan was actually a real girl? Or what if it was the little girl was getting attacked by that dog? So that was like the craziest scene to me. And it showed to me why Megan looked it all crazy like she did. And I'm like, this movie is crazy. Even towards the end, when they had an actual fight, and it's like, I'm kind of thinking like, my mom would have kicked this dog's ass if this dog, but it was like, but the movie was still good, you know. It still was a good ending. It's setting up for a sequel. And this is a movie, y'all, that I'm going to go back and watch again. It's like so much I could say about this movie. I like the social commentary that it had within the movie, and it wasn't trying to like I keep saying, it wasn't trying to be like too overbearing like Men was, where the movie Men, it was like too much going on with like trying to get his point across. Megan was getting certain points across, like doing too much with technology, parenting, like losing loved ones, and trying to take care of a child that's what would I say? Trying to take care of a child that's like a child that's kind of overbearing, like how to parent that child. Like at one point, the child had smacked her, and I'm like, oh my God, my mom would have killed her, you know? But it's so much I can say about this movie, y'all. But honestly, the only reason I can't give it like a 10 out of 10, because I really want to, but it's not up there with movies like The Sixth Sense, which is a 10 out of 10 to me, and it's not up there with movies like The Green Mile. Those movies are 10 out of 10, so I'm gonna have to give it like a 9 out of 10, probably like a 96% out of 100%, and probably like a B plus if I'm going from A, B, C to D. You know, this was a great movie, you all. I could talk so much more about it. I hope I'm not missing nothing. It was so many parts of this movie that was just awesome, and I loved it, and I'm going to see this movie again. The acting, the cinematography, the way it was shot, the music. I think the music is number one to me, because the music just had it up, and the storyline was great. You guys, go see Megan. You'll love it. I'm not gonna keep y'all for long. One more note. I got my top movies of 22 coming out probably in the middle of January, because I still got some more movies to watch. These movies are like 2 and 3 hours long now. Avatar and all this, I gotta watch them first. You know, Top Gun and all that. So I'm Little T the Don. I can do that. You're gonna get that in January, the middle of January, 2022 movies. What do you want me to say? But that's it for the video, y'all. Go watch Megan. You're gonna love it. I'm definitely gonna be watching it again. I'm Little T the Don, and I'm out. Peace.